Going live. We are live. What time is it? How late am I? I'm 5 minutes late. I'm very sorry for being 5 minutes late, everyone. It is bedtime and it's a weekend. And now I've got to pop up for... Oh, I hate this thing. Dear Microsoft, make it easy for that. Oh, God, now that's gone. Oh. Right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fixed. It's fixed. I hope you are well. I hope you had a good week. It has been very, very busy here. Lots of stuff happening. First week back at work. If you too are, or any other bands, have just been finishing the school holiday break, I hope your first few days back were, I won't say relaxing, only as miserable as they need to be. How's that? So there's been lots happening, and I know my eyes are darting around looking for certain things and not finding them, which is really annoying, because somewhere there are cords and things that I will need for the upcoming projects, and I have not found them yet. And I've also realized that balancing something balancing on this little circuit board is probably not a good idea, so I'm just going to move it. Right, I've got stuff everywhere. Channels, the channel update. We're very, very near 500 subscribers now, so I want to film a little video about this tomorrow. Basically, this will be a giveaway for the person or a person drawn at random who likes or comments on a video about the 500 subscriber goal, and they will win what is currently the last thwacker in existence in lovely default yellow. So I will attach the head to this tonight. It has had some coats of spray lacquer today, so that's one of the things that's happened today. Someone asked me, one of the kids asked me at school the other day, are your teeth even straight? And I said no. And they said, what happened? So I said, I got mugged once and I got beaten up with a baseball bat. They didn't ask me anything else after then. I didn't. I made it up. My teeth has, my teeth are my teeth. I'm a solid 4 out of 10. All right, here we go. Onto the bench. What's happened with the bench? I got back to work to find the Maker's Empire trophy had actually arrived. So thank you, everyone. It's a little bit bent. The plaque's a bit bent. But I need something. I need to print something the reverse angle of this so I can clamp it and pull that back in straight and maybe drip some super glue in behind it. But I have been told I need to return it to the school anyway. So it's a nice trophy. Bit of warpage though. And, for all the hearing of, oh no, we don't use glue when I was there. Oh, well, maybe if you did. Be interesting to see what it's made of. I'm guessing it's probably PLA, just because this looks very similar to the coloured gold PLA that they sent to school. And yeah, it's a nice little thing. That's one of the things I'm looking for. 1 second, I've got more stuff, but I'm not going to be able to go on unless I can actually find all the things that I need to find. Like, that's the jumbo packet of glue. I'll need that tonight because I have a repair job to do. I'll just flick the camera up. All right, there we go. While I go for a wander to find the things. I know there's somewhere. Because I had one of these, I had another one. Because I want to put a bayonet fitting on there. That's the one I salvaged from the lamp, which is a bit of a shame because it's quite a nice fitting. But then again, I could always put a different flex on it. But I thought I had another one in a bag still, but maybe I used it. I have done 2 dog lamps, but I thought I had actually purchased 3 cables, but I can't find the other cable. So maybe I only bought 2. Maybe that's the issue. Oh, is it in my tea? Is it in my tea chest? Could it be? No, it's not in the tea chest. I need to put that on display as well. Is it hiding down here? No. That's the sort of standard one. I suppose I could do this, and I could put a little switch on it. I could put the inline switch on it, couldn't I? Do I think I could do that? Somewhere I've got an inline switch. There it is. Cord line switch. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Knew I had another one. Knew I had some. There's a cord line switch. There we go. There's plenty of stuff that I knew I could find it because I wanted to try to not ruin this one because it's got the threaded piece, and I thought that might be handy, even though it is an Edison screw fitting. Right, and there is stuff to open as well. There's lots of stuff. When we were away, Scott decided he wanted to buy some sockets, and I've just realized I've left the scissors out here. I think scissors. There they are. He wanted to buy some sockets because he doesn't have any sockets, which is funny because he uses mine, and now I don't have any sockets either. So he bought some new sockets. I pleaded with him to buy a bigger set. That was sort of better value. But I did eventually sort of renege and say, no, it's his money. He can do what he wants with it. So he's not buying like drugs or anything. So he bought what he wanted. And then I bought these ones. I hoped he was going to buy the black set of sockets because it would just make it easy to find out whose sockets were whose. But he bought a little rail of sockets. So I couldn't buy really fancy expensive ones. I have bought cheap ones, well, cheapish ones, but the good news is he's going to see that these are Super Cheap Auto home brand, and he's going to know that they're not his ones, and I'm going to see the Super Cheap Auto home brand and go, they're my ones. Plus mine have got a lovely blue stripe on them. So I mean, it says lifetime warranty, but who cares? You know, for me it's the occasional, you know, changing oil or something on a car, you know, or occasionally having to do up a bolt to mount something into some concrete. So I'm not really fussed anymore. I had a nice set of sockets that I bought. Well, I got given them for Christmas. Actually, they were like my Christmas gift when I first finished studying and had a car, I think, and I was going to be doing a lot of driving. I did a lot of driving between Bumfudge and Adelaide to go and watch the Adelaide 36ers. So I had to do a lot of I didn't have to. I chose to do a lot of driving back and forth. Right, so they're open. Then this arrived this week as well. A very long look. It's like it'll be like that scene in Star Wars. How long will it go? With a number plate at the back that says "We brake for no one." There's the other hand. How much further can it overhang? Oh, there it is. There's the end of it. So it's a long thing, and I don't know. It is supposed to be aluminium, and I don't know if it's gotten bent in transit. And I haven't opened it until now. I thought I'd share the opening with the internet. I went on a bit of a It has been the holidays. There's not been there has been some downtime. I'd be whinging if I said there hasn't. But some of the trip and the break was a little bit stressful, so I probably found myself doing a bit more online shopping than I should have. And this was one of the cheap things that I went, oh, that'll be helpful, and it will go with a build that I did a week before last, I think. Because my goal during the break was to get two weeks ahead on the videos, which sort of nearly happened, but not quite. It kind of happened, not in the most ideal way. So I'm slowly making my way through projects, and basically the way I'm going to get by is by some projects not having a video. So the Bluetooth speaker will not have a video. It will just, you know, there'll probably be like a short or something once it's finished, because there were times where I just didn't have stuff filmed. So I just, you know, I just let it go. So there we go. This is an aluminum extrusion, which I'd say it doesn't look particularly bent, but my glasses don't really do it justice. It might be a little bit banana-fied, but I haven't got any flat surfaces I can put it on. But what I want to do is put this in the top of my crosscut sled, so that I can have a stop that runs in here that I can tighten and slide across, that will be at 90 degrees and can flip up out of the way. So that will be something to 3D print, and just something that will slide in and hang over the front. Because if you saw the dog lamp video, I ended up clamping things and bits of wood and stuff like that, and I thought this might be a better solution. So that's one thing. I'm glad it survived. I suppose I really got 3 videos out of the holidays. I was hoping to get the 4th one done, but that's okay. So I got the crosscut sled done for the first weekend. The dog lamps took a little bit longer because I ended up saying, I want to do the 3D printed one. And then the final one was the, well, actually, it's the one that goes out tomorrow or tonight at midnight. I can't remember what it goes out not in Australian time. But I have set that one up, and that's a 3D print one. So the other thing that I've got going is I've finished a video today, and the edit for that is currently on the computer in the house. I've managed to so far cut it down to about 5.5 minutes. Really, I want to get it down to under 5. And I'll try to get it down to under 5 without everything just being sped up to 20 times speed. I started out with about 58 minutes of footage. And then going down from there. I think, I don't know. I don't really think this is quite long enough. Although this one, is this one longer than this? Let's have a look. They're about the same, I think. These are those ones off those downlights. I might just put them back on the downlights. And maybe even put those downlights in the house, because we've got some halogen downlights that are very, very expensive to run. And we've become very conscious. I shouldn't say like the royal we. We've just had a battery installed, so we're now running on battery power, and probably a little bit more conscious of energy usage now. So, in thinking of what's the best thing we can do, one of the options at the moment is to just be as energy efficient as possible, and just using the most efficient things that we can. So LED bulbs and all that stuff. Now these, they flick out that way. You've got to get something in here and push them out. It's not the right something. And my spudger is in the house because it was used for tinkering today. There are no spudgers out here. You know when you've got a bench full of stuff and you think that maybe you just disturb something alive. Oh, how is Terry? Terry! Oh dear, Terry is not looking well, everyone. Should I maybe let Terry out into the garden? Terry is looking decidedly unwell. He's like quite crinkled up here. He's still moving, like there's still signs of life, but I think it might be time for Terry to go and live in the garden. One moment, because as much as he's horribly frightening, it just wouldn't be right to knowingly let him die. Thank you for your service, Terry. And we shall forever be grateful for Terry's service and commitment to the Banana Lab. But I think that being Terry's house, it probably didn't attract many window shoppers, did it? didn't attract much in the way of foot traffic, and so Terry is looking quite starved. So Terry the spider can hopefully now go and eat some other unsuspecting. Hopefully some mosquitoes. That'll be good. Bastards around here. Right, something to spudge. I'm looking for some kind of spudgery thing. A spudger. A pair of tweezers. They might do it. If I break these nice tweezers, I'll be very upset. They're ow, my good ones. Yeah, they go like that. There's one half. There it is. Lovely. Not that I'm really interested in keeping this bayonet fitting, but there we go. I'll just sort of save some wire where I can. And then my plan is, because this is for the next video that's currently, I've got this. What I'd like to do is fit this with the cord going up and out through the bottom of a structure that I shall not disseminate yet. Disseminate the right word? Maybe. Yeah. So there we go. It has, oh, there we go. Hold on, there is some writing on it. It probably, again, oh, there's earth. There's loop, so active and neutral there. I don't think I've got a light bulb in here to try it, but that's all right. I will find something. Now I need to get some. In doing these lamps, I'm going to run out of these little crimps. Oh, the blue ones are actually quite good for this. I might use the blue ones. They're better than the red ones. Okay. I've got another couple of DeWalt boxes as well that I want to put on a rolling stand and put under the bench here. Another job to do with all my free time. I might even try and knock that one out tomorrow. That probably wouldn't make for a very interesting build video. So the weird thing is wanting to do stuff and kind of realizing that someone might want to see it. I'm not saying they do, but thinking, gee, somebody might want to see this. And then, you know, to do little jobs like this is, you know, it doesn't take much time. And the poor long-suffering Mrs. Fake Maker, language learning for beginners, often has to put up with 5-minute jobs taking 3 days because I want to do them in front of a camera, because I've got some kind of delusion that lots of people are going to watch them. And that's not always the case. In fact, it's rarely the case. This was the best thing. Thank you, Aussie Matt, for your suggestion for this guy, because this thing has been so handy. And for doing little jobs like this, which is going to give me a lot more meat for these connectors in this fitting to grab onto. This has been so handy, this little set. I don't know if I'll ever be able to buy more crimp-on ferrules. I suppose that's all I'll be looking for is just crimp ferrules. Now, I'm going to be able to undo this. What I'm thinking is I'll put this in from underneath, but have a hole in the base of the thing for the wires to come through, and then I might put a zip tie around here as a bit of strain relief. Or the other thing I could do is, you know, loop the cable. I don't know if that's necessarily good for under there, but I'll probably sit in there and it could hide out the way. Maybe not though. I'll try and get them past there. So the plan is to have those in there, and then this is the base of a lamp, but a different kind of lamp, not a dog lamp. And so I had to go and buy one of these today because I couldn't find a way. I mean, there's probably a 3D printed version where you could attach the base of the other bayonet fitting. You can probably print this base somehow, but certainly it's as easier to, there you go, comes off. I wonder if you could just buy the base on its own. Maybe. I'm sure like Clipsal or someone probably just sell the ceiling rose type base, and you could put a regular bayonet fitting in it. Maybe. I don't know whether it would be a feverishly different thing, or could I have used a regular fitting with like instead of the cap with the strain relief on the bottom, could I have just 3D printed some kind of nut that would have gone on the other side? But anyway, this will mount on the surface of the object, and it will have like a shade around it, and it will deliver light quite nicely. And so the reason is, I mean, I could also have cut out pulled out these little tabs and have the cord coming outside, but then I'd have to have the cord going visibly through the center of the shade. So I thought this just coming up through the bottom, and then I'll just get some nice probably M5 or M4 screws with nuts on them just to hold it down. And I think that'll be good. I think we'll be on to a winner. I might even just be able to get some self-tapping screws that are the right length, but probably not these. They're probably, they fall straight through. But that's all right. So we'll move that stuff out of the way. That's finished with for now. I can move that. I'll put this back in. Right, the repair. Where's the repair job? Here is the repair job. This is the broken mini skateboard from tonight that I said I would repair. Let me just go and see if I've got some glue that's already open. I might. If I don't, I'll open it. I defrosted the fridge and I have just found a carton of milk from the 7th of May in the fridge. So I'm just going to put this outside. Why was it in your fridge? Well, I wonder if the Tamiya solvent weld cement will work. That'd be a good thing if it did. I should probably actually not shut that door because the fumes will be bad. So while the solar people were installing the battery the other day, they did say, "Oh, gee, you're using more energy than last year." In fact, we got a monthly electricity bill that would put a lot of people to shame. So we're trying our very best to conserve electricity as possible. Now, I don't know if this will. Let's see if it will weld it together. It is taking off some of the paint. So, sorry, Scott. I'll try and hold it together. might be working. I'll put that there. Please dry nicely, little skateboard. So what we decided to do, we've got obviously a fridge in the house. Well, obviously, we have a fridge in the house. We also have a freezer for, for COVID. We bought it for COVID when we didn't know if things were going to shut down and that. And we've sort of been prepping a little bit ever since. So we've always got frozen, dinners and steam fresh veggies and stuff in there. So we thought we'll keep the fridge and the freezer on. But there's also a fridge in the shed, which I used to use for things like glue and stuff like that, and occasionally put milk and stuff in for coffee, and it's just not needed. So I've switched it off, and I can just use it for glues and stuff anyway, but without the need to be running it. And small fridges are quite inefficient, really. They use a lot of energy. And the other thing, so we've just been looking at is, what lights in the house are not on LED at the moment. So we've got some downlights in our back room. So they might be an ideal candidate for these cord lights that I've got left. And what else? I think it's just in our bathroom we've got a heat lamp as well, and we have used that extensively during the winter when it's cold. And unfortunately, it's sort of very easy to, get warm by keeping the heat lamp on instead of, letting the bath or the shower or whatever warm up and go and wait in the other room for it, so to speak. So they're little things that we're doing to fix it up as we go. The other thing I need to find, I'm going to keep stepping away from the camera, I'm very sorry, but I need to find the Gorilla Glue for this. That was the other glue, because that won't do it. That's solvent welding stuff. Ooh, uni goodness. There we go. Actually, now this often needs a stick. Often a stick is required. So let me have a look for a stick. Sticky. I've done it. Got it stuck in my head. No. There'll be one somewhere. I'll just throw some away the other day. Just had a piece. Oh, there we go. This might do. I actually had to go with the scroll saw today. At first, let me show you. And I knew that I would be rubbish on the scroll saw, so I drew some letters, and I drew them deliberately to look messy, so that when I cut them out, they would look as such. So they are meant to look a bit daggy. They're not meant to be to look the part. So now my next job is to sort of tidy these up. I might just give them a little bit of a sand and a file, just to get little steps and things out of the corners. And then I want to paint these. I'm not sure what color. I should probably need to paint the inside, or maybe what I'll do is just sand them and varnish them. I think clear varnish on MDF is a real statement piece about the materials that you're using, isn't it? And hopefully that'll go together. It's just an idea I've got for a future project to use that instead. Okay, let's see. No. Going to keep meaning to get up. Multi-grips. sticks are needed. I just had these. Just had these because I had to fix a tap this afternoon. You know, the plumber's toolkit. And then I've been painting today. Lots more painting of the hemispheres that I was starting on last week. Well, not just me. A trusted colleague and friend and I both started on them last week, and I just need to sorry, I'm just clearing out glue. Oh, you can see, that's okay. I'm probably just wrecking my I've got a nail right here. Let me get a nail. The bin that was in here has disappeared, which is a bit annoying. I don't know where it's gone. Hence, me saying it's disappeared. It's probably been commandeered in the vac shack, and I just haven't bothered to go look for it yet. Oh, it's quite hard hitting, isn't it? There will be some loud noises, everyone. Whoa, that is loud. Don't do that too often. Oh, don't stab yourself in the hand. At least not yet. I need to do this on the floor, don't I? So it doesn't make so much noise. Right, there we go. Goodness me. It's no good. Okay. Plan B. Plan B. We don't need this nozzle. This nozzle will just be testament for why this glue is so strong. I don't think it will. Was that a big plug that came off it? No. Okay, I'm stalling. Right. Bloody stalling. Is that going to be enough to go down in there? No. Oh. I'll tell you what. Somebody really doesn't want me to get this glue out of this bottle. Fortunately, people don't know. We've got no idea how determined I am. I want this thing done. Our thwackers are held together with only the most advanced materials. How funny would it be if like a silicon tube or something would fit on that bottle. Wouldn't that be good? Do you think? Think Gorilla Glue would do that though? Do you? I don't think they would. We have the Bum Fudge Spectacular coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks' time. So that will be a busy time. We've got some spaces I need to 3D print. Just realised I'm meant to be 3D printing another BB-8 chassis. I haven't done that. Because it's back to work time. No, I'm having terrible trouble. Right, I need to find something to scoop out that glue with. Or I need to file this down. Paddle pop stick would be really handy. What about this? I wonder if this will work. I mean, sometimes you just need to try and find the right tool for the job, don't you? Man drills through hand on live on YouTube. Oop. Well, it's through. Oh, it would help if this was chucked up nice. This is the one with the rubbish chuck in it, though. This was the DeWalt Please Explain chuck, so. No, that's not my blood. We're okay. That's not my DNA. It's not really how I was hoping it would work, though. Ah! Okay, that was bad. I think I've just ruined the lid. That didn't work. Next, try. Is that glue sets with moisture, so it's actually going off as I speak. Which is not good. It's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Never mind, something will appear. Some kind of glue miracle will happen. I can feel it. I'm an idiot. I honestly am. I'm an absolute moron. Got a piece of filament here. Just use that, hey? This will be a reaching stick for the glue. Oh no, I've got glue on my fingers. Oh, that's bad. That's going to go well, isn't it? My phone's buzzing. My phone's probably buzzing to say, dude, your Duolingo. This really isn't anywhere near as good as I was hoping for, but there we go. There we go. That's a slightly better amount. Someone will be seeing this and going, wow, what a prize to win. Hey, whatever works, right? There's a good bit. And I've also got to put some on the inside of the head. And then I've got to try and clamp it. But that's okay. I mean, it's a 3D printed mallet. What do people expect, right? Eventually I'll get good at threads and I'll be able to thread it on. But right now I am not good at threads. And also there's no bin in here, which is a pain. Yeah, somewhere I can put this. I'll wrap it in some tape. There we go. Right. Clamps. I'll need some clamps. Maybe we'll get those now. I was listening to... I actually didn't know the name of the band. I knew the name of the song, but I didn't know the band. And there was lots of song-band confusion tonight. But with the whole thing about John Farnham this week, you know, fair enough. He's got a good set of pipes on him. Now, the good thing about this glue is that it doesn't matter that this stuff comes out, because the foamy stuff can just get cut off. So that's all right. So with the John Farnham thing this week, kind of, you know, with the renaissance of his records and whatnot, and here's good news about his cancer, or his absence of cancer, which I hope is true. Like, I know that showbiz has sometimes had a history of saying that things are okay because it's great for the fans and it's great for the sales, but it turns out to not be true. So I hope it's true. There you go, that's on there. I'm going to put that to dry. But what was I saying? I don't bloody remember. Oh yeah, confusion. So the confusion was I'd heard that song King of Wishful Thinking, and so my poor wife has heard it multiple times tonight because I kind of went down this rabbit hole. I'd heard of the song Go West, which I think was by the Pet Shop Boys or something, and it's by the band. King of Wishful Thinking is by the band Go West. So when I heard Go West, I'm thinking no, and I'm sure that was like well, I shouldn't say by the Pet Shop Boys. I think it was the Village People and the Pet Shop Boys covered it. But it was sort of one of those late 80s, early 90s songs. And as my wife and I discovered, it turns out it was at the opening shots of Pretty Woman. They had that. All right, I'll just put all that into rubbish. Where I was going with this? Oh, so people with good set of pipes. I been sort of YouTubing this song a couple of times and found versions of it from last year. And my gosh, the guy's, I think his name's Peter Cox with an X. He's got a hell of a set of pipes still for, 35 years past when this song came out. Fair dinkum. He's, I know a lot of people will say about John Farnham has a good set of pipes, and they're not wrong. This guy's no slouch. He can really belt it out, and clearly the people that were at his concert were having a bloody great time, even though, whether he gets sick of having to play that song or not. And then it reminded me that I should probably buy a T-shirt for the concert that I'm meant to go to next year. So I've got a Blink-182 shirt, because I've heard mixed things. I've seen them twice, but I have to keep in my mind both times when I saw them, I really liked them at the time. I'm not saying I don't like them, but, like I would have hoped they would have had an album out by now when they announced they were coming back last year. But they've had one song, and I thought there was an album to follow, but I haven't found one. But maybe I'm just living under a rock. The album's been out and it sucks. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, where was I going with that? No idea. Who knows? Who can tell? Right, so I suppose the next thing is to try and... I've been 3D printing. I've been asked to 3D print a thing. Oh, yeah. Well, this isn't pointing down very well, is it? Oh, yeah. I was asked to 3D print this, to draw this up and have a go at 3D printing it. My threads aren't right. There's an issue with my threads. And that means that the interface of the thread and the chamfer that I've put on this thing, not my clothes, they're never right either. But I think what's gone on is that there's no way for this thread to be able to start at the moment. So hopefully I'll end up clearing enough space and it'll be enough to get it going. But this is the same thread. This is meant to be a chain or a wearable container for putting your pieces of gold that you find. And I have done my best job of replicating a container that I was given to copy. But there's just something with these threads. But that being said, I had to try and do this in Autodesk Inventor. And I'm not a designer's bumhole, really. And I'm trying to use a tool that I'm not very familiar with. I do most of my designing now in Fusion 360, which I know I've said to people in sort of passing, oh, it's quite similar. But then I'm also trying to learn new features. Like I had never embossed something or made any attempt at doing like knurling on an item. And I think that combined with the chamfers and stuff on this print are probably, I've done threads, but they're a bit hit and miss. And I'm wondering whether adding the chamfer on this thread is actually what's made it not work. Doesn't seem to interface properly. And you can still see there's support material, but it just doesn't fit. I'm not sure whether it's just a case of it's just not the right size. I know there is a thing. Actually, there's a thing. When I print these, when I printed this one, did I have the thread thingy turned on? There was a setting in Cura for threads, and I've just remembered that. Be good if I could reprint this bit. But I know I printed both of these at the same time, so I might even get away with just reprinting this. That would be good. Should probably put a slightly bigger chamfer on the bottom of it, but I was kind of forgetting how big the walls were. But the idea is you sort of fossick around with your metal detector for some gold, and when you find these tiny little micro nugget pieces, you put them in there, seal the top, put it back around your neck, and keep going. I mean, if you filled this up, you'd have, you know, I don't know, $800 worth of gold or something on you. So it's kind of strange that somebody would be putting their trust in earning $800 in gold in a little 3D printed thing. So what if I clear? I'm just going to clear that model, delete that one, and then there is a infill, retraction, support, slicing tolerance, inclusive. I think that's what I have to do. I think for the I think that's what it is. And it's 1 hour and 15 minutes to print with some tree support. I'd be so happy if this works. I had it as exclusive before, but I think for this part it needs to be inclusive. So let me just save this file and see what it does. Because I'm a little bit behind on 3D prints that I need to be doing for some people. I also need to 3D print some little bushings to attach some of these, because I ordered 2 sets and both sets are wrong, which is a pain, but that's okay. CE3V2 container, right? And I also need to do my Duolingo lesson, because during the trip I missed a lesson and used up my last of my streak freezes, and my streak's at 250 something days, so I'd be upset if I lost it now. So yeah, these are little tuning machines, and they're meant to go in the back of a 3D printed thing. The issue with that is the hole in the 3D print is way too big for these. I don't know if I can get these over here and try them out. I also tried my new saw today for the first time. I have not tried it up until today. It cuts very nicely. I have to get used to it. It's a slightly different cutting action. But there's a screw on them. And do I have a screw? I just had a little set of them, didn't I? There. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether this is too big, and not being a musician at all, it looks like this is meant to sit down inside it. I don't even know which way they're meant to go up, to be fair. I guess they go this way. But maybe because of this thing, maybe this just goes down. Well, it's on a D anyway, isn't it? Maybe it doesn't matter. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm thinking a little spacer to go in here to fill that out. So something that is probably, I don't know. I've got a set of calipers in here somewhere, but I could probably measure that with. I'm sure I do have one here under all this junk, but something that size. And I might even take this in and have a go at this in Fusion and print them in yellow. something that can just take out that slack, but then something that is big enough for this little D profile to fit through. So there's not much slop in them, because I don't see how they're going to work. And the other option is, and I should look up this file. Oh, that's nearly very bad. There's a lot of play in there. So even something that just takes, you know, a bushing that thick, that drops in, sort of sandwiches in there nicely, and will get clamped in, so it doesn't need to be glued. And it just assists in taking out that amount of play. That might be the way to go. Trying the other ones. And these have got these little sort of white versions. The other thing is that I'd say that washer is almost backwards. Surely that washer should go in, but I suppose that's how it pulls tension, is by pulling against the spring action of that washer. These, I mean, they could go, you could put them on. Are they all the same? I'd guess there'd be 2 left ones and 2 right ones. Let's have a look. I mean, they are. The issue I have with these is that I need to put another screw in. I've got little self-tapping screws that will just not work for in here. I guess they probably go like that. They go like that, 2 screws in each, but then there's no washer there. So I think some little fillers need to go in there for that. But I want to get this right before I glue this into place, because once it's glued, I'm a bit knackered if it's not right. Oh, that's the washer that I've lost. Little fiber one. Are they all the same? No, there's... So one like that. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to have to work. I don't know how well those self-tappers would hold in. I suppose once you had tension on a string, it would be pulling in anyway. It wouldn't be trying to force its way back out. But I think, since this is hardly turning, these are certainly better, but these are probably what I'll end up going for, because they're just an easier... See, maybe even that goes that way. If only, I'll need to go and have a look at one. But that will involve sneaking into a bedroom. And that's not a good idea. But I can just... no, that has to go that way, for sure. And I think that goes on there. Then you have this sort of fiber washer, and then that going on there. No, the fiber washer actually goes on the other end. So you got the fiber washer there. Probably just stops that from marring that too much. And then that in there, which is, you know, well, it's doable. I've lost the screw. I don't know. I think I'm going to have a go at these little bushings anyway, because I can't see them being a terrible idea, because it would just take that wobble out. And then once that's on, then you obviously you're twisting the string. You're just sort of pulling it through there, and it's going to hopefully maintain its tension in a fairly sort of basic way. All right, that sounds like a plan. That's what I'm going to do. So what have I managed to do? I've opened sockets. Aren't they nice? Basically, I was going to buy a new set, but already got a handle. So, and these are nice 6-pointed ones, which are probably better than the 12-pointed ones. And I bought metric because it's mostly what I use. And I bought a deep set and a regular set. Fun. Thank you to Aussie Matt, who went to Port Augusta and picked up some lovely retro Philips gear as well. I hope to show that on the channel soonish. It feels like it might have glued, but I don't want to stress it too much. It feels like it's a bit better, but I dare say it won't last the day tomorrow. I think it'll break again. But you were there. You saw that I gave it a go. All right. Okay, all. I'm going to go do my Duolingo lesson and print up some little spaces. I might even do them in a contrasting color. I've got this purple. Maybe I should do them in that. I should go in there. I might do that after this lid has done its thing. All right. That'll be it from me. Hopefully video will be out tomorrow if I can get that edit finished. And trying to get back into the shorts things, but it's kind of difficult. I was trying to make at least one short every day during the break that got 1,000 views, and I haven't managed to get back to there since last Sunday, I think, when I did the saw video. So hopefully one of the ones from last night catches on again tonight. But there you go. Until next time, everyone, keep your glue scraping scraps of filament where you can see them. Good night.